Hi Aries, welcome to your October 2024 horoscope. Let's jump right into it because we have a lot to talk about. We start off the month on October 2nd with a solar eclipse. This is a new moon in the sign of Libra. For you, Aries, this is happening in your 7th house of partnerships. So you might be facing a faded new beginning when it comes to your partnership. It could be something exciting like becoming closer with your partner, setting up new routines or customs together, or if you're single, it could also mean meeting somebody. The eclipse is happening in the decan ruled by Uranus. So whatever happens might be sudden and unexpected. And I also want to give you the permission with the solar eclipse not to feel like you have to take action or make a decision right away. We have a lot of planets retrograde during the eclipse. So there's definitely this energy of, let me first reflect before I take action. 2 days later, on October 4th, we have Saturn trining Venus. For you, Aries, this is happening in your 8th and 12th house. And these are both internal houses where you're thinking about spirituality, letting go. You're thinking about more taboo or heavy topics. And you might find that actually opening up to somebody, sharing with others what you're thinking about and what you're going through is helping you process these emotions. On October 9th, we have Jupiter going retrograde. Jupiter is going retrograde in your 3rd house, Aries. So it's time to examine whether you have really been taking all the opportunities when it comes to speaking, all the opportunities when it comes to perhaps teaching or writing, or just opportunities to improve the way you communicate. Then, not too long after, on October 11th, we also have Pluto going direct. This is the final time Pluto will leave your Capricorn house. This is really the final time it's on its way out. It sort of went back and forth a couple of times, but in our lifetime, this will be the final time Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn. For you, Aries, this is your 10th house. So now it's time to put your money where your mouth is and to really tap into this newfound purpose of career, this newfound meaning of doing meaningful work, and this newfound meaning and purpose when it comes to the work that you do. A couple of days later, on October 13th and 14th, we have a trine between the Sun and Jupiter. Because of this, we're going to be feeling quite optimistic, quite ready to take on the world, maybe even having new ideas, feeling like the world is our oyster. And while I do encourage you to feel that excitement, I also want to let you know that the Sun also squares Mars at the same time, showing that perhaps we're not able to take the actions quite yet to make those optimistic ideas a reality. Also on these 2 days, we have an opposition between Venus and Uranus, showing this push and pull between wanting to innovate, wanting to do something different, break the status quo, versus also being a bit sentimental about what is already really nice about the comfort of today and how things just work in the way our life is right now. On October 17th, we have a full moon in Aries in your sign. So the moon is in your 1st house, the sun is in your 7th house, and on this day, on this full moon, you are learning what it means to be your own individual. At the same time, Venus is sextile Pluto. This is happening in your 8th and 10th house. So it could be, especially things happening when you open up to others, when you're vulnerable with others, things happening in your career that are really spurring you towards this, that are really, I don't want to say forcing you, but really encouraging you to step into your own individuality, to step into your leadership, to step into your own unique identity. A day later, on October 18th, Venus enters Sagittarius, or your 9th house. You might feel like you want to make your courses that you're learning a little bit more pleasant. You're all of a sudden lighting a candle when you start the course, or drinking from the nice mug, drinking your tea from the nice mug. That could be a very stereotypical manifestation of Venus in the 9th house. But if we are to think on a more granular level, you could be thinking about bringing these aspects of beauty and harmony into your values. Then on October 22nd, we have the Sun squaring Pluto. And even though it is intense, it is also a very fast transit, something that will only affect us for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. This square for you, Aries, is happening in your 7th and 10th houses. These are angular houses. So you might be one of the zodiac signs that is really affected by this square. And some of the ways that it can manifest is this sort of tension between your career and your partner. Perhaps you have been so focused on your career and doing meaningful work that maybe you are letting your partnership slide a little bit. It could also manifest in other ways, that the time and attention you've been giving your partner is making it difficult for you to show in a really energetic and meaningful way at work. And honestly, there's so many different ways. We could talk forever. It could be that your partner is asking you to move closer with him, and that maybe requires giving up your job. Anything that's sort of this tension of, yeah, but there's my work, but yeah, there's also my partner. This is something definitely prevalent for you, Aries. And like I said, it doesn't last very long, because the next day, on October 23rd, the Sun enters Scorpio. This is your 8th house, Aries. So you will have to have, maybe, I don't want to say difficult conversations, but deeper conversations. And especially if you find yourself feeling a bit dull from October 23rd onwards, it's because you're not having those deeper connections. You're not sitting down with those close to you and asking them, what's the meaning of life? Why are we here? How do you deal with the death of a loved one? If you're not talking about those things, that is why you're feeling a bit dull. We're almost there, just 2 more transits to go in the month of October. On October 24th, we have Mars sextile Uranus. For you, Aries, this is happening in your 2nd and 4th house. So you might be feeling like there is something interesting there happening between your family dynamics, your home, that is helping you be more self-confident, helping you take care of yourself, helping you stand on your own 2 feet, and maybe even also take care of yourself financially. It could be that your family used to support you financially, but now you're able to step into and do that yourself. And finally, we close off the month on October 28th with a square between Venus and Saturn. For you, Aries, this is your 9th and 12th house. And it's a really interesting square happening here, because it's almost like there's this part of you with Saturn in the 12th house that wants to work towards being spiritual, that wants to work towards letting go and focusing on compassion and humanity. And then there's this other side of you that is like, no, but I want to travel and explore and expand my mind, and I want to focus on my life values. This part of you that's really focused not on letting go who you are or letting the ego go, but in a way building the ego up and defining it even more. So you might feel really a pull between your ego versus just letting everything go and getting in touch with, yeah, maybe something a little bit beyond what it means just to be a human body. So overall, Aries, a lot of interesting things happening in the month of October. A little bit with your career, a little bit with spirituality, and then of course, trust, vulnerability, and opening up to others. So definitely for you, I would say a little bit more of a month where you're focusing on your internal world, your beliefs, any limiting beliefs that are maybe holding you back as well. But overall, Aries, I know you got it. You are fearless. And I hope this horoscope helps you with the month ahead. And if you feel like you need a little bit more support, especially around that eclipse at the beginning of October, then do watch the live that I did where I talk all about this eclipse season. Thanks for joining me, Aries. Happy October, and I hope to see you again soon.